Welcome to the Old Time Gospel Hour on Facebook Live Sunday evening program. Good evening, little cousin Tenoria Gayfield. Good evening, Sister Jackie Little. Good evening, Sister Ruth Minor, Brother Walter and Sister Audrey Griffin. Good evening. Big cousin Diane Adams. Good evening. Good evening. Sister Tina Renee, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Good evening. Sister Edna Randall Lane, good evening. Good evening. Sister LaTanya Kenner, Sister Tiny, good evening. And one Thursday evening. Sister Margaret Roberts, good evening. Brother Ronald and Sister Barbara Whitehead, good evening. Brother Willie and Sister Maudette Jefferson, good evening. Sister Karen Sanford, good evening. Sister Beverly Haynes, good evening. Also, good evening to our followers out there, all of our followers and our YouTube listeners, good evening. Little cousin Michael Gayfield, good evening. Good evening, Sister Christine Brew, Sister Linda Howard, good evening. Brother Yvester and Sister Tippy Floyd, good evening. Good evening. Sister Denise Minor, good evening. Also, good evening to our YouTube listeners, Sister Gloria Arrington, Sylvester Will Even, Annie Grice, Brother Brian and Sister Vanessa Tate, Brother Terrell Lane, good evening. Brother Robert and Sister Gail Buchanan, Sister Juanice Mays, good evening. Brother Tony and Sister Vanessa Fitzpatrick, Sister Theon Jones, good evening. Hey, Sister Farrah Rowe, good evening. Sister Beverly Brown, good evening. Hi, Jalen. Hi, Jalen. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Old Time Gospel Hour, Facebook Live. Good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Sister Whitley, good evening, good evening. Big Sister Cora Robinson, hey Mom. How you doing, Mom? Sister Virginia Johnson, good evening. Sister Lala, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Good evening. Sister Beverly Fuller, good evening. Sister Lillian Jones, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Sister Evelyn Henley, good evening, good evening. Brother Sherman and Sister Mona Hawthorne, good evening. Brother Edwin Whitehead, good evening. Little cousins Robert and Robin Ford, good evening. Sister Marcia Whitehead, good evening. Sister Charlotta Hill, good evening. Good evening.
When your disappointments come and your friends are few, there is someone who cares for you. Someone to care.
Can everyone please?
Oh,
Everybody please stand. Can everyone please stand?
to share all your troubles like no other can do. You come down from the sky, he'll wipe the tears from your eyes. You're his child, and he cares for you.
Brother Ron and Sister Brenda McGee, good evening.
Someone to care. Someone to share all your trouble like no other can do.
Good evening, Sister Stacy
You
Gibbs.
come down
Good evening.
from the sky. He'll wipe
Thank
the
you, Sister
tears
Stacy. Love you too.
from your eyes. You're his child, and he cares for you. Someone to care. Someone to share all your troubles like no other can do. He'll come down from the sky, you wipe the tears from your eyes.
Sister Terry Lane Cooper and Sister Reva Smith, good evening. Good evening.
And he cares.
Big cousin Alice Gayfield, good evening.
Jesus cares.
Amen. Amen. Someone to care. And that was a minister of music, Brother James Broaden, singing over at a Circle of Light. And our opening of song, I'll Press On, was a young adult choir with the late Sister Ella Mae Thurkill, Jr., leading at Rising Star. Amen. Amen. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Amen. Amen. We're going to get to some more music.
Praise
evening.
Our Father's foundation was laid. He stretched out the milky byway. Wrote out the lands, moved out the sea. Reached down and saved a sinner like me. Strong and mighty, 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 strong and Great is the Lord.
Junior Intermediate Choir with Brother Daniel White leading at Rising Star. Oh, Jehovah is his name. Amen. Good evening, Brother Melvin Evans. Good evening. pass me by. Amen. That was the adult choir with Sister Vanita Nettles directing and bringing the choir in. Amen. Amen. Circle of Light. Amen. Sister Deborah Garner, good evening. Good evening. I saw someone else. Sister Erica Walker. Good evening. Good evening. Sister Geraldine Miller. Good evening. Good evening. Brother Otis West, good evening. Good evening.
You know the Lord is coming soon. Oh, don't want him to care. You don't want him to care. Oh, sinner. You don't want him to care. You don't want him to care. You don't want him to care. Oh, gambler. You don't want him to care. You don't want him to care. You don't want him to care. Well, you don't want him to care. Do what you work under.
To catch you with your work undone. The Lord is coming soon. Amen. Vocal number 2 choir with Brother Andre Redding leading at Rising Star. Amen. Amen. I'm going to read the announcements here. Sending happy birthdays. Happy birthdays out today, February the 6th. Sister LaKendra Reed and Robert Mills. Monday, February the 7th. Happy birthdays, my cousin in Mississippi, Curtis Rice, Sister Charletta Haley, Sister Alicia Keys, and happy heavenly birthday going out to my big cousin Henry Adams, Sister Diane Adams' brother. Tuesday, February the 8th. Happy birthdays to my big cousin, Diane Adams, Sister Diane Adams, my little brother, Brother Percy Robinson, Sister Bernice Cruz, Sister Tiffany Scott, Sister Yvonne Ford, Brother Trent Patton, and Sister Barbara Whitehead. A lot of February the 8th there. All right, Wednesday, February the 9th. My cousin, Mississippi, Evelyn Dandridge. Friday, February the 11th, Sister Bernice Bates. Sister Janice Bates, Sister Janice Bates. Saturday, February the 12th, Precious. And Sunday, February the 13th, Sister Phoenicia Herden. We're sending prayers out to Brother Walter and Sister Audrey Griffin, Sister Regina Laddier, Sister Marilyn Stuckey, Brother Edwin Whitehead, Sister Marjorie Hutchinson, to my boo-boo, and Brother Willie Robinson, Brother Alfred Pickens, Sister Chanel Miles, Brother Pete Williams, Sister Genevieve Sadler, Sister Emma Dyson, Sister Gloria Arrington, Brother Theron Smith, Sister Gracie Ann Brew, Brother Andrew Robertson, Vivian Daly, Brandon Taylor, Maurice Washington, Emmanuel Reed, Jonathan Cobb, all of the sick and confined, the homeless, frontline workers, COVID, Delta, and Omicron patients, and especially going out to the bereaved families. Also, we're praying for each other, and we're praying for this whole world. Funeral announcement for Brother Jimmy Davis has been moved to Tuesday, February the 8th, 2020. 22 at Bonkum Mortuary, 9480 Lewis and Clark Boulevard, Jennings, Missouri 63136. Visitation will be from 9 until 10 a.m. and the funeral will start at 10. He is the husband of Sister Alice Davis and the father of Sister Takesha Moore, Brother Dewan Davis, the late Sister Tremaine Coco Davis, and the late Brother Trinell Buddy Davis. Also, we learned that Sister Denise Johnson, that's Sister Denise Willis, she passed this past Friday, February the 4th, and we're praying for her family. Amen. We're praying for all the bereaved family, but we're praying for her family too. Acknowledgements. The family of Sister Marie Samuels would like to thank everyone for their prayers, cards, texts, and other expressions of love. Thank you. And the family of Sister Dorothy Martin would like to thank everyone for your prayers, cards, texts, and other expressions of love. Thank you. If you need legal help, call Legal Services of Eastern Missouri, 314-361-8834, or the eviction hotline, 314-534-4200. If you're behind in your rent and you'd like to schedule a mediation or a payment plan with your landlord, call St. Louis City Resolution Center, 314-255-7440, or St. Louis County Mediation Project, 314-833-0226. And these numbers are for Missouri residents only, Missouri City or County residents. And as always, thank you. Thank you for sharing the program so that others can hear this good gospel music and the good sermons that we have from back in the day that are so relevant today. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the program. And also, please let others know out there that they can listen to the program on YouTube. Go to the Old Time Gospel Hour on FB Live on YouTube. And you can listen to the programs, the sermons, the music. Also, hit the subscribe button so that when I upload a new program, you'll be able to get a notification to know there's a new program up. All right. Good evening, Sister Sandra Bush. Good evening. Good evening.
God is not dead. He's alive. I tell you that. God's not dead. He's alive. I tell you that. God's not dead. I know that He's not alive. Oh, I can feel Him in my hand. And I can feel Him in my feet. And I can feel Him all over me.
Good evening, Sister Vanessa Payne. Good evening.
He's not alive. I tell you that. God's not dead. I know that He's not alive. I tell you that. God's not dead. I know that He's not alive. Oh, I can feel Him in my hand. And I can feel Him in my feet. And I can feel Him all over me. I couldn't say a word.
dead. He's still alive. Amen. Amen. Mystery group with Brother Lewis Williams leading at Circle of Light. Good evening, Sister Sandra Bush. Hey, nephew Kenneth Rockett. Thank you, nephew. Good evening, Sister Henrine Chairs. Good evening. Sister Wanda Babane, good evening. Sister Patricia Graham, good evening. Sister Viola Lumpkins, Miss Sweets. Sister Betty Standiford, good evening. young adult choir with Sister Tina Mosley leading. One more time, let me feel your spirit one more time. Young adult choir, Sister Tina Mosley, Rising Star. Amen. Good evening, Sister Carolyn Lee. Good evening.
Jesus keep me near. Near the cross, for there's there is a precious fountain, oh, free to all.
Brother Cliff Fields, good evening.
A healing stream, and it flows from Calvary Mount. Oh, Jesus keep me near the cross, for there is a precious fountain, all free to all. A healing stream, and it flows from Calvary Mount. Oh, Jesus keep. I want to be near the cross, for there is a precious fountain, free
church open. Anybody want to join? Or come back, now's the time. Oh, yeah. And it flows from Calvary. Doors of the church open. Anybody want to join? Or come back, now's the time. Jesus key. Oh, keep me near the cross. For there's Jesus. There is a precious, hey bro, precious fountain free to all. Back to heaven. He is good to have you again. A healing string, and it flows from Calvary. Yes, it does. Jesus key. I want to be near the cross. For there is a precious fountain free to all. A healing strength, and it's just beyond. Yes, it is. I know it is.
Amen. Amen. Jesus keeps me near the cross. Congregational song with Reverend Jeff Johnson Jr., pastor of Circle of Light. Amen. Amen. Good evening. Good evening, Cousin Annie Rice. Good evening.
Oh,
Amen. Amen. He took the heat right out of the flame. The 3 Hebrew boys and the Lord. Amen. Amen. That was the Keys family. The Keys family with the late Reverend Vassar Keys starting the song off. And Minister of Music, Brother James Broaden, leading and playing the piano. Amen. Amen. Nobody but the Lord took the heat right out of the flame. Amen. Amen. I love that song. I'm going to play one more for you before this evening is over. Get us a prayer in.
In your heart, put a song. You can sing all day long. No matter what folks may say. He'll come. Oh, yes. Your
Amen. 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 I got a home prepared for you and a prayer the late Reverend Vassar Keys and Rising Star. Amen. Amen. This is the end of the program. I hope everybody enjoyed the program. Those that was with us this morning and this evening, and those that were here this evening, I hope everybody enjoyed the program. Tune in again Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. from 6:30 to 8 p.m. for some more good old time gospel music. Amen. Also, those that tune in after the program, just so that you know when you're looking at a live program or when you're looking at a pre-recorded program, up in the corner of your screen, there'll be a little red box in the corner of your screen that says live. If you don't see the little red box, then you're watching a recording. Amen. Amen. All right. Okay. Well, remember who we are praying for. We've got a lot of sick. We've got a lot of bereaved. So, and we are praying for each other and this whole world. So thank you so much for listening in, and God bless.